my channel here in Belgium. My channel is gonna be mostly about how to learn to speak a language, how to learn to write it, and how to progress furthermore in that. Um, this video is about how to get started with any language, because I personally believe that everybody can learn any language, no matter what your first language is, no matter where you are, no matter how much education you have had before. Nowadays with the internet, a lot is possible. Of course, first to start with is the vocabulary. If you don't understand what someone else is saying or what you want to say in another language, it's no use. So what most people say is you have to learn a lot of words every day and you have to repeat them every day, which I personally disagree with. I think that 10 words for 2 days is perfectly fine and a perfect start. Meaning that first you're gonna start with just speaking it, yeah, like you just go to Google Translate, you fill in the word, you check it up on other sites if the word translates correctly. And when that's right, you're gonna go and just pronounce it. You're gonna learn those 10 words that you choose. Best is to start with basic words like hi or how are you, and how to answer on that, because that's what we all start with every day. And after that first day, you gotta have your second day on which you're gonna write those words down multiple times. You just repeat it a couple of times. You say it in your head. You see like that's how it's pronounced. That's how it's spoken, and then you progress. This is a very difficult process if you have a different alphabets to start with. Like for me, my native language is Dutch, and I'm trying to learn to speak Russian nowadays, which has a totally different alphabet. For example, if I want to say I have to say ya, and that's also written as an opposite or an opposite R, which is really confusing already to start with. And another important thing is that you have to record yourself while speaking so that you can hear yourself pronounce it. That's very important, because I myself have a very hard accent in almost every language that I speak, also in my native language. And if you record yourself, you can also see your progress and let someone else listen to it. It's okay to be judged. You don't have to take everything. You don't have to take everything that someone else says personally, because it's a progress. You're trying to learn something. A very important thing is the repeating the words, because our long-term memory is not gonna work on just learning the words in 2 days. I personally recommend repeating the words once a week. More specific is what I mean. More specific is writing the words down again. It's okay if you don't remember the words directly, and if you just look at them and you just write it over from the beginning of the week or from weeks ago. You just write them over, you repeat them in your head, you say it again. You don't have to record yourself anymore, but when you record yourself, you can see your own progress again, and you will know if you're actually making progress, or you will see that you pronounced something right a week ago and now you're shit at it. But it can also be the opposite, that you're very satisfied actually. What I also have learned in many languages is that you don't have to hesitate to learn sentences. Yeah. No, but for really, if you start learning sentences, it doesn't really matter that you don't know a specific word in that sentence. It's important that you understand the general meaning of that sentence. Then, when someone else is speaking to you and you see three words in the sentence that they are saying and you understand those, then you will understand the general meaning of that sentence. And that's also a really big progress, that you understand what someone else is saying. And that's a really good motivation. I used to have that. I was learning French and I was shit at it at high school and everything. But I understood what everybody else was saying in French, but I couldn't respond. Nowadays that's different, because back in the day I hesitated to speak, but that's not a problem. You can speak, you can say something that makes no sense, and the other person maybe will understand you and correct you, and that's how you learn, actually. Besides all that, I hope you enjoyed this video a little bit. This is just rough process, and yeah, enjoy your day.